Hello lovely children and the parents, and welcome back to my channel. Firstly, a very big congratulations to all of you because all of you would have got promoted and you have gone to a new class wherein you are going to start a new beginning with a new inning which you have to win over again. So children, as you all know that most of the schools have a proper dress code, a proper school uniform, barring a very rare ones which do not have a school uniform. But in the intermediate or in the colleges, the uniforms are not there. Mostly, colleges do not have uniform at all. But intermediate schools, some have uniforms and some do not have the uniforms, where a major biasness comes amongst the students. Why? Just on the dressing code. How is this person dressing? How is that person dressing? Oh my god, that person is wearing the same shirt or the same kurta. And there are hundreds of mouths which speak the same thing and which follows by the other. This is actually not good. Not only the dresses, but there are a lot of other things also which becomes a precedent in the school, and then everybody, if it is started by one of the students and then it is followed by all of them. Suppose it can be making fun of the names. Somebody has some peculiar name, they will make fun of that name, or they will cut short the name and make it in a funny manner, which might or might not hurt the student on whom it is being done. Similarly, there are a lot of surnames which are actually funny and they are made fun of. Sometimes it is the big and thick glasses for which the students make fun of the person who is wearing the glasses. That is also not correct. And there are a lot of things for which the other students make fun or tease the students whom they do not like, or maybe just for fun's sake. It is not intentional. Of course, it is not, but it is done. Do you children also make fun of your classmates or your peers? Or are you being teased by any of your schoolmates or classmates? Do write into me in case short stories. In case if you want to apologize if you have teased somebody, or in case if you want to put forward your story wherein you have been teased. At the end of this story, you will understand we are talking about a new day, new beginning, and self-realization. Room number 108. Does the number sound familiar? Think over and just write into me. What does it remind you of? There was a lot of noise, murmuring, shouting, people talking to each other, laughter sounds were coming from that room. And as the school bell rang, there was little silence. But as soon as Mrs. Miles came in, there was complete pin drop silence. Why? Because everybody was scared of Mrs. Miles. I was also actually scared of Mrs. Miles. She was one of my school teachers when I was a small kid. Now, Mrs. Miles, when she came to the room, she put on her glasses and then saw all the students sitting in the class. There were some few new faces, as well as there were some faces which were missing, which Mrs. Miles recognized but could not find in that room. The new faces were not at all familiar because they were of course new children, so she will not recognize, right? Every time it so happens that when you go to a new class, you have some students who have been transferred from one place to another place. So because of that, they have to join the new school, make new friends. But you know, children, you should actually be very, very, very friendly to them because they have left their old friends and they have come to a new school to make friends with you. So do remember, when you find a new face, do not show an attitude to them or do not tease them. Well, Mrs. Miles wished everybody good morning, and then she had a note in her hand. Which note was from you know whom? How will you know? Tell me, I didn't tell that it was from whom. Well, children, it was from the parent of Rina and Ronnie. Their father's name, it was Joey Pantry. Listening the word pantry, you're also feeling little laugh on everybody's face, right? Well, pantry was their surname, and the word pantry was used by all the students in the class, and they used to make fun. They used to say, "Oh, come on, Rina Pantry, let's go to the pantry." Or they used to say, "Oh, Ronnie Pantry, why don't you bring the pantry here? Come here, we're feeling hungry." My goodness, you cannot even imagine so many things were told to them. Apart, not only this, Ronnie had very thick glasses because probably when he was child he did not eat good food and healthy food, and he ended up wearing those thick glasses. So because of that also they were made fun of. And Reena had very less dresses. But both of them were very good in academics, they were very good in arts, and they were very good in debates. But even they were good in debate, they never ever replied back to any of the students in the school when they were teased upon. Well, it continued, and the letter was taken out by Mrs. Miles and she read. Do you know what the letter read? The letter read, "Dear teacher, Ronnie and Reena would not be attending the school anymore as they are moving out to a big city. Big cities which have bigger and more opportunities, and people will have less time to make fun of others as they will be busy in their own schedules." Now this line in itself said a lot of things, and then he signed below saying Joey Pantry. This line, when it was read by Mrs. Miles again looked at all the students' faces, and she took a big sigh and she said, "I know, students, you would not have done that intentionally to those two students in the class, but apology should be made." Now the question was, whom to make the apology? Because those students have already gone and they're not going to go, and nobody knew which place they are going. Thoughtful. Who is going to try this? But this left a sad face on each of the students who teased Reena and Ronnie, especially Rosalina and Jasleen. Now these two girls used to make fun of Reena always, on her clothes, on her surname, on her brother's glasses, and so many other things. But they could not make fun of her because she was good in academics. Rosalina and Jasleen were not very good in academics, but still, they were always teasing and teasing. After reading to this, Rosalina and Jasleen were just thinking about all the incidents where they made fun of Reena and Ronnie and they teased them. But now they could not do anything. But they were left sad. So both of them decided to just go to their old house. Whose house? Of course, Reena and Ronnie's house. But of course it was in vain because they would have already gone. However, both of them went to their house and left a note for Reena and Ronnie, stating, and what did the note say? The note said was nothing but it was an apology to Reena and Ronnie for teasing and making fun of them. The note was already left. Rina and Ronnie parents and their parents had already left. How would the letter reach them? They did not have a clue. Anyways, everybody got busy in their own schedules, busy in their workshops, busy in their schools, busy in their uh, homeworks, etc., etc., daily life. And then came this winter vacation time. On the last day before the vacation started, there was another note. No, not a note, a letter which came from, any guesses to make? Yes, it was from Rina and Ronnie. And the letter read, which read, "We here in the new city have plenty of friends, new dresses, and new pantry." They also did not give even one moment to give it back to these students, right? By adding the word pantry. Thank you all for making us the winners of the summer contest. And I would request that the prize specially given to Rosalina and Jasleen, who are very good girls. And oh, and best of luck to all the students. If the destiny wants, we would meet again. Thank you, Rina and Ronnie. This is what they mentioned in the letter. Well, I forgot to tell you. There was a contest in the summer where they had to portray their talents and their arts, in which they had become the winners. That was already announced during the session, but it so happened since nobody had their address, so the medals and the winning prizes could not be sent to them. In the same letter which Rosalina and Jasleen had written and left at their place. By that time, the summer contest winners were already announced. So when Rosalina and Jasleen heard to this, that the prizes should be given to Rosalina and Jasleen, and she mentioned that they are good girls, there was a sigh of relief that okay, they have been forgiven by Rina. So it was a self-realization by these two girls who wrote a letter and left at their place thinking that whatever they had done, it was wrong. It was a self-realization, and it is actually very bad and very disheartening when we make fun of people around us without knowingly or unknowingly, because that effect of that teasing or making fun would leave what kind of impression in the hearts of the other person who's being teased, that we do not know. So it is best that we should avoid teasing others and making fun of this, especially for all the students or all the colleagues in the offices or in the schools or wherever, colleges, wherever you're going. The people who are joining new, they should be treated more well. So I hope you like this story. Do share with your friends and family, like my videos, and subscribe to my channel. Do not forget to press the bell icon so that you get the notification each time a new story is published. Thank you so much. Happy listening. Enjoy life. Stay cool.